Indonesia is fighting a fierce battle with Komodo dragons, 3-meter predators, deadly bites, millions in livestock damage. You'd think the solution is hunting them. But here's the twist. Hunting Komodo dragons carries a 15-year prison sentence. So how does Indonesia fight back? The answer will shock you. The Komodo dragon exists nowhere else on Earth except 5 Indonesian islands: Komodo, Rinca, Gili Motang, Nusa Kode, and Padar. That's it. That's all that stands between this ancient predator and extinction. These creatures are living dinosaurs. They can weigh up to 90 kilograms and grow over 3 meters. True apex predators with incredible speed. Their serrated teeth and bacteria-laden saliva turn every bite into a ticking time bomb. The population reached 3,396 individuals in 2023, the highest in 6 years. Sounds encouraging, right? But in 2021, the IUCN upgraded their status from vulnerable to endangered. Not from hunting, from climate change. Rising sea levels threaten their low-lying habitats. Climate models predict habitat reductions of 8 to 87% by 2050. Population declines of 27 to 99%. Within 25 years, we could lose nearly all of them. Dragons don't climb mountains. When the waters rise, they have nowhere to go. Here's the truth. Komodo dragons are absolutely protected under Indonesian law. Indonesian Law Number 5 of 1990 makes it crystal clear. Any hunting, trade, or harm to Komodo dragons is illegal. Period. Law Number 32 of 2024 imposes 3 to 15 years in prison for protected species crimes. Fines range from $421,000 to $4.2 million US. They're also CITES Appendix 1 protected, the highest international protection level. There are no hunting permits, no licenses, no controlled culling. Anyone claiming otherwise is spreading misinformation. Hunting a Komodo dragon will land you in prison for over a decade. But laws don't stop criminals. In 2019, authorities arrested smugglers attempting to traffic 41 young dragons, each valued at $35,000 on the black market. When rarity creates value, value creates crime. This species threatens people's livestock constantly: goats, chickens, cattle. For subsistence farmers, losing one animal is devastating. Between 1975 and 2012, only 24 human attacks occurred. Just 5 fatalities. That's less than 1 death every 6 years. But statistics don't comfort the worker encountering a dragon, or the villager whose livelihood gets dragged away. Conflicts intensify during mating season, June through September, when dragons venture beyond territories seeking mates and prey. Local communities report increased livestock predation during this period. Yet remarkably, communities have learned to coexist. The indigenous Komodo people call dragons sebai, siblings. Their traditional knowledge is sophisticated. They historically offered animal entrails to prevent dragons from scavenging hunting kills. Peace offerings developed over generations. Then came 1980. Komodo National Park establishment brought modern conservation. Traditional hunting was restricted, resource access limited. The Komodo's relationship with dragons evolved. The paradox. Sometimes protecting wildlife disrupts communities that successfully coexisted for centuries. So if hunting is illegal, how does Indonesia manage conflict? Through the Komodo Survival Program, combining scientific monitoring, community engagement, and law enforcement. Population monitoring. Since 2002, intensive monitoring at 10 sites tracks individual dragons through microchip identification. Camera traps, real-time data, pure science. Habitat protection, a 50% increase in land and marine patrol coverage. Anti-poaching operations confiscate boats, bombs, and illegal fishing equipment. Protecting dragons means protecting their entire ecosystem. Community conservation. Instead of killing dragons, the program teaches prevention. Livestock management training during mating season. Herders pen goats rather than free grazing. Supplemental feeding. training to produce fertilizers and biogas from dung as compensation, managing risk, not eliminating threats, non-lethal mitigation, livestock protection during peak seasons, spatial zoning separating high-risk areas from community zones, education programs teaching dragon behavior recognition, no rifles, no permits, no killing, just education, adaptation, coexistence. Komodo National Park generated $2.1 million in 2018 from 176,000 visitors. Tourism provides crucial conservation funding. Models project populations could reach 4,000 to 4,500 by 2045 under proper sustainable management. But there's tension. Zoning changes converted wilderness to tourism utilization zones. Conservationists protested. Government defended it as economic necessity. Preservation versus prosperity. Another truth. Less than 10% of visitors are Indonesian. Foreign tourists marvel while local fishing communities face restricted access to traditional grounds. Who benefits? Who pays? Indonesia doesn't fight alone. The European Association of Zoos and Aquaria runs breeding programs. Facilities like Spain's Biopark Fuengirola bred 5 offspring, preserving genetic diversity. Captive populations become insurance against extinction. Global Conservation's program provides infrastructure, ranger stations, patrol vessels, marine radar for illegal vessel detection. If Indonesia loses the dragon, the world loses the dragon. You can arrest poachers, educate communities. But how do you fight rising seas? Climate change is the greatest long-term threat. Dragons trapped on shrinking islands. They don't use higher altitudes. Conservation focuses on Komodo and Rinca as critical refugees. Scientists race to develop climate resilience strategies. Assisted migration, artificial highlands, expanded captive breeding. Conservation biology faces unprecedented questions. Despite stronger laws, enforcement gaps persist. Marine protection inadequate due to limited equipment. Illegal bomb fishing damages essential coral reefs. Enforcement vessels can't be everywhere. Poverty drives desperate acts. Effective conservation requires adaptive management, integrating monitoring, community participation, and flexible policies. Continuous monitoring. Camera traps and observation provide early population change warnings. Community-centered approaches, incorporating traditional knowledge. Compensation mechanisms. Alternative livelihoods working with conservation. Ecosystem management, protecting prey species, deer, boar, buffalo, alongside dragons. Climate resilience, maintaining populations as environments change. The fierce battle with Komodo dragons isn't fought with rifles and permits. Those don't exist. They're illegal. Always have been. The real battle is fought with microchips and camera traps. Community education, international collaboration, breeding programs, patrol vessels, compensation funds, in courtrooms with 15-year sentences, in village meetings teaching livestock protection, in laboratories modeling climate impacts. The Komodo dragon faces threats more dangerous than bullets. Habitat loss, climate change, rising seas, economic pressures. 3,396 individuals. That's all separating this species from extinction. Millions of years of survival now threatened by changing climate and human expansion. The battle isn't about killing dragons. It's about keeping them alive. Finding balance between human needs and conservation. Communities, governments, scientists, tourists working together for coexistence. Thanks to integrated approaches, legal protection, community engagement, monitoring, non-lethal mitigation, Indonesia created a coexistence model. Not perfect. Challenges remain with enforcement, tourism pressure, climate change, but coexistence is possible. With fewer than 3,500 dragons remaining, it's not just desirable, it's essential. So here's my question for you. If you were Indonesia's environment minister, facing the choice between expanding tourism revenue to fund conservation, or restricting development to protect pristine habitat, Knowing both impact local communities? What would you choose? Drop your answer in comments. Let's solve this together. If this opened your eyes to the real story, not hunting myths but science-based solutions, smash that like button, share this truth, and subscribe for wildlife conservation content cutting through misinformation. The dragons can't speak for themselves, so we speak for them. See you in the next one.